A land of silk, milk, and honey. An economy that Wall Street wishes it could invest in. And a story about a man who would become infamous in swimming pools everywhere. That's right, it's top 10 unusual things that happened on the Silk Road. Number 10. Got silk? The popularity of Chinese silk amongst the West is why the road has its name. Funny enough, it wasn't called the Silk Road until much later in history. Strangely enough, it wasn't just silk that was traded, but actually a variety of goods amongst the ancient countries and empires. Agricultural products like fruits and vegetables, animals and livestock, even some precious materials like artwork, metals, precious stones, but perhaps the most important was the exchange of culture and language. Learning about other civilizations and their beliefs is key to good economic growth. After a few hundred years of trade, the Silk Road gave a huge boost to culture, economy, and invention. Number 9. Papers, please. Papyrus is great, but paper is greater. A simple commodity that we're ungrateful for today was a very important commodity on the Silk Road back then. Paper was invented in China during the 3rd century BC, but its wide usage spread thanks to the Silk Road. Paper slowly crept westward, making its way to the Middle East, and eventually to Europe. This is very important because a few hundred years later, the printing press was invented, which mass produces religious texts and the spread of informations, both good and bad. Too bad I can't read. Number 8. All roads lead to China. Get this. The Silk Road surprisingly consists of multiple roads. I know, right? It wasn't also limited to land. There was a lot of sea travel as well. While there was a main path that could be used, there were others. Some ran parallel to the main road and others going different directions. Routes that ran north and south through the Taklamakan Desert and routes that split numerous times in the Middle East, eventually leading to its most eastern point of Constantinople. After reaching there, goods were often shipped to other parts of Europe. It was over 4,000 miles long and traversed almost every major empire at the time. Unfortunately, it took a long time to get where you were going. So we can cross trader off of my career list. Number 7. Secrets of the trade. Just like the best food $7 will buy you, sometimes you gotta keep your secrets. I don't know what's in Chicken McNuggets from McDonald's, but whatever it is, I'm loving it. Keeping trade secrets is also true of ancient China and its very valuable silk. The truth of the matter is, if you have a valuable resource that nobody else can get their hands on without going through you, it's much advised that you do not share how you come across your resource, so you can max your profits. The West could not get enough of China's silk. Once other nations had figured out that silk doesn't grow on trees, they were immediately interested in harvesting some of their own, that is. China knew they would have to protect the process of harvesting silk from silkworms. One Byzantine empire, tired of paying the high price of silk imported from China, sent 2 envoys disguised as monks in order to learn the mystery of silk. Totally not gonna copy your stuff, dude. Don't worry. I'm not gonna copy your homework, dude. It's all good. Number 6. Bring out your dead! Bring out your dead! Many things were traveled up and down the dusty trails of the Silk Road. However, while the trades of goods made many rich, the road also had a much darker, sinister legacy. The most unwanted export of the Silk Road, and it makes a lot of sense when you think about it, disease, or more specifically the bubonic plague. The Silk Road connected many different cultures and ideas, but also had a lot of people traveling physically to other major cities, in a time where a mild cut on your arm could have family members with your will on standby. The roads often had many pit stops and villages along the way where travelers traded and mingled, which was a fantastic place to spread illness. Unfortunately for the people of the day, the Black Death proved to be a vicious foe that claimed many lives all over the world. Number 5. Reach out your hand. Buddha. He's big, he's bald, and you want to rub his belly. China adopted Buddhism because of it. Spreading through the Silk Road, although originally wasn't fat and gold, it was where he got his start. Over the years, Buddhism would spread across Asia thanks to the Silk Road. Buddhism made its way up to China, Korea, and eventually Japan, where traders and merchants met in towns and monasteries. They often shared stories and worldviews. With the amount of trade that was occurring, it's no surprise that Buddhism spread so far in Asia. Number 4. The spice of life. Picture this. You're at a new girlfriend's or boyfriend's house. Dinner is being served. On your plate is the most unseasoned, underwhelming dish you've ever tasted. But in fear of losing time on your makeout session with your newfound love, you devour the plate from which there is no taste. This was true for all of Europe. Once they got a taste of spice, they were instantly hooked. Perhaps the most interesting commodity to ever make its way down the Silk Road was spice. What's commonplace and often overpriced in grocery stores today was always a hot ticket item in ancient times. While more popular on the sea routes of the Silk Road, a fair share was also traded on land routes. Spices like clove, ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, and the still expensive today, saffron. It may sound ridiculous, but it did have an effect on cuisine in the East. Number 3, it goes boom! Like previously mentioned, ideas and inventions were often traded and exchanged along the Silk Road. It has a rich history of expanding knowledge and empires. But one invention stands above the rest. Gunpowder. Invented by China and loved by the East. I mean, how could George Washington thwart the evil redcoats without his muskets? Would the 4th of July really be the 4th of July without fireworks? And I would argue that a pirate isn't a pirate if he doesn't have a cutlass, a peg leg, and a brig full of cannon and powder at the ready at the first "Arr!" China did have some examples of earliest cannons, but it's because of its spread to the Silk Road that it hit Europe, and it hit Europe in a big way. Number 2, fish out of water. Marco Polo is a great game to play in a pool so long as you can swim. It wouldn't be that fun if you were drowning. But despite the annoyance of Marco Polo's name being something screened at pools across the country, his real-life endeavors were very impressive for the time, including his time spent on the Silk Road. Marco Polo was not the first European to venture eastward, but it was his book that would make his name remembered. Taking a page right out of Indiana Jones, Marco Polo traveled for years along the Silk Road, venturing into other cities for trade and exploration. This info does come primarily from the man himself. There's evidence to suggest that he may not have made it to China as he claims. He may have seen that coming, but a game named after him played in swimming pools, he did not. And the number 1 spot today goes to the revival of the Silk Road. Yeah, that's right. The Silk Road was a crucial economic boost of the ancient world, but sadly, all good things come to an end. Or do they? China is and has started planning an economic revival of the Silk Road. What once used to be traded, silk, gold, horses, and precious goods, may now turn into a route for trading of electronics and other modern goods. China, already committing millions of dollars to the project, is interested in getting it done, which, in a globalist world with borders being boldly defined, may bring up issues. Hey China, if you want to send some gold and silk my way, I'm your guy. We can talk about it. Send them my way. That's it for me in the Hive today, guys. I've been your host, Andrew Castlingay, aka Big Ched, and I'll see you soon. on the silky road. Silky smooth. A simple commodity we are ungrateful for today was very Hi, I'm a guy, I can't read. So we can cross So we can cross trader off of my career list, and also a professional reader. Buddhism.